Hey, what up, fellow SGK users? Poker here, and today I'm going to show you how to add a basic MetaHuman to your SGK project. It's really pretty simple. First thing we want to do is get a MetaHuman. Quixel Bridge is the easiest way. I'm not even sure how you get them off Fab. I've never been able to find them there. I've already got MetaHumans downloaded, so I'm just going to go ahead and use one of mine. Gonna go ahead and use the unclothed one here. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy this one as well because I want the clothing off of it. And the nice thing about the MetaHumans is when you download clothing, all the clothing items go into a common folder. So that works for any of the MetaHumans. All right, so we're going to go ahead and enable our missing plugins. We're not going to worry about this import. Doesn't seem to affect anything. We're not going to restart yet. We're going to go ahead and open up one of our MetaHumans here. So that's going to make another pop up here. Once it's done loading, we'll enable those. All right, so we'll go ahead and enable these. And then now we can go ahead and restart. I'll see you in a second. All right, now their project is open again. I can go ahead and we're gonna go into our character here, the one with no clothes, and we want to export the mesh wherever you want to. Just do it with the standard settings. Doesn't matter. I've already got it exported. And then the next thing you want to do is import it into Blender. Again, just use the standard settings and import it as an FBX. Little tip about skeletal meshes and Blender is that generally when you import a mesh into, at least if you export it out of Unreal, then import it into Blender, generally it's going to have this little thing as the top hierarchy. If we try and export this as it is right now and re-import it back into Unreal, it's going to give an error about missing bones. So the way we avoid that is by clicking on the root here, holding down shift, and then dragging it up here to the collection. Then we can go ahead and delete that. If you scroll out, we now have a monster mesh here. All right, so what we want to do is just go ahead and select the mesh, hit tab, click to get rid of everything. Hover over an area, press L on your keyboard. We want the arms and all parts of the hands. All right, then hit P to detach it. And we're going to have that selected. Hold Control, click on root, so only root and our mesh that we want, the arms, are selected. Go to File, Export FBX, put it where you want it. And you want to go ahead and name it. I already have mine here, MetaHuman FP Arms. You want to set it, limit to selected objects, then click Armature, hold Shift, click Mesh. Those are the only two you want selected here. Set the scale to 0.01. If you've ever imported a mesh from anywhere into Unreal, you've probably seen that no smoothing groups message or something along those lines, something about smoothing. Anyway, if whenever you export a mesh from Blender, if you set this to face, you'll never see that message from this mesh. And go ahead and untick add leaf bones and animation, export it. Now, if you were doing a modular character, like as you can see, it has some arms and feet and all that in here. It's pretty easy on a MetaHuman because pretty much all the meshes are separated already. So you got your legs there, then your feet. They have bottoms on them, so make sure you get that. And then you can even just do the hands separately in a separate set of arms. But we're just doing the arms right now. We're not doing a modular character. That's for you to get into. Somebody will have a video soon for that. But anyway, once you have your arms exported, go ahead and import them into your project here. This is a newer import window. Like I hadn't seen it before I decided to try and do this again because the metahumans are newer too than the last time I messed with them. But anyway, it just says select skeletal mesh. Then down here on skeleton, we want our metahuman base. Metahuman base skeleton. Then we can untick the import materials and import textures. Import them, open it up. We can just open this one right here, get the material, set it, save it. And then now what we want to do is go to our SGK character. We're going to go ahead and just make a child of it. Open it up. And what we want to do is go into our character here. And we're going to go ahead and copy the body. Paste it on our mesh. It's probably not going to paste on the mesh though. No, didn't think so. Set it onto our mesh. Reset the transforms there. And then we want to also get the head and all of the stuff that goes with it. Again, we want to make sure that it's on our main mesh here. That doesn't look like it's lined up. Let's see. We're going to want to do this anyway. We want to set that to not visible and hidden in game. Face, it should go on this body here, yeah. So make sure that your face is on your metahuman body. I don't know what's going on with the hair there. And let's go ahead and set our first person arms and first person body also to hidden. That could be why. Go ahead and select them all and reset the transforms. No. Oh, it's not on the face, that's why. There. Alright, so yeah. Got our main mesh, our body, then our face in that hierarchy, and then of course all the groom bindings. Alright. Now what we can do is go ahead and copy the body, because we need one on the first person body here too. So paste it on there. And like always, it doesn't stick to whatever you're posting it on. We'll call this the FP body. And then arms, we're going to add a skeletal mesh. And we want to set it to our arms that we imported here. We'll call that arms, FP arms. So we've got our third person body, the face, FP arms, and our FP body. Go ahead and select all of those real quick. And search for shadow. We want to untick cast shadow. And then on our arms, we're good on transform. First person body, we need to reset the transforms on. Now we don't need a face on the first person body because that's where our camera is. And face is going to be in the way. But what we do need to do is go here. We want to take our mesh. We want to do a set leader pose component. But we actually want to make this mesh be the leader. Then our body is going to be the target. And we can duplicate it. And we want first person arms as a leader and FP arms as a target. Duplicate it once more. And set first person body to the leader, FP body as the target. And now when we compile, they should all be doing an animation. The idle. Yep, see. All right, so next what we need to do is go into, I'm going to save that. Into, oh no, sorry, not components, blueprints, other, enum, and you want e-body mesh. Open that up. And then we want to add 3 new enumerators. Got FP body, FP arms. Oh, we need one extra. We'll call it MH body. That's our third person one. And then MH face. All right, and while we're here in the other folder, go ahead and let's go into the interfaces here. And on SGK character interface, open that up. We're going to add a new function. We'll call it SGK get grooms. We need an output. We'll call it grooms. Needs to be of type groom component. And we want it to be an array. Save that, compile. Play in editor, just make sure that we have no errors. All good. Usually don't when you, sometimes when you edit character interfaces you get errors, but I've yet to really have any major problems from editing in enum, but I've gotten in the habit of pretty much any time that I edit anything, first thing I do is play in editor. Make sure nothing breaks. Alright, so now that we have our interface, let's go back to our child character here. And we want to go into the interfaces. We'll get to do the get grooms. Let's make an array. Add 5 pins, so we have a total of 6. And then take all of our groom bindings here, our groom assets, and plug them in. Doesn't matter what order. Next, go back into the interfaces here, and then we want character, and then we want SGK get mesh. From the mesh, drag out and do a select. From the mesh type over here, plug it into the index. Now, if you look at the original SGK character, it has this mesh plugged into none and third person bodies. We're going to plug those in. And of course, first person arms, first person body. And then we want to add our first person body, our first person arms, and then our MetaHuman body and our MetaHuman face. All right, save that up. And right now, when we play in the editor, oh, helps if we set the right character. So go into characters, game mode, and we're going to set our character to our child here. There, it's all working, except of course you see we have extra stuff. And it looks like she's kind of stretched out a little bit here. Let's go ahead and let's see. If we set this mesh to the Quinn, because it's a female, you shouldn't really have this issue with the male, because they're pretty, I think they're the same size as the male mannequin. The same thing with first person body. We want to set it to Quinn. It shouldn't be as stretched out anymore. All right. So we need to hide the arms on the first person body, and it also looks like we have an issue here with the neck. I know I've had that problem before. Do we need to add that in here? Yep, that fixed it. All right, so sweet. So yeah, you want to have your face connected to the same one as the main mesh. Because basically this mesh is the driver. These are the passengers. And this passenger needs to ride along with this passenger. He needs to like piggyback on it. And the same thing for the FP arms. The first person arms mesh here is the driver. That's the passenger. Same here. All right, so now our neck should look normal. Yeah, cool. All right, so now we just need to get rid of the body parts that are showing that shouldn't be. So what we do there is go in here to our character component, camera, enter first person camera. We don't want to, well, setting it to owner no see, so that doesn't really matter because we have it set to visible, but we're just going to go ahead and disconnect this part because we don't need it. This mesh is invisible already. This takes care of like all your weapons and clothing and stuff, so we can leave that. We need it. I don't think there's anything here that has to do with the mesh actually. Oh, that part's not even connected. This is a default vanilla SGK project, so this is in yours too, and I don't know why it's in there and not connected, but Diffuse has his reasons, I guess. We redid it at one point and didn't delete that part. But anyway, I don't see any mesh references in here. So I don't think we need to mess with anything in here. But in here on the enter first person camera, this section right here, we're becoming first person. And we are setting, we're not doing our arms anymore. We're doing our body and face on these. So let's go ahead and change these to MH body and MH face. And what's going to happen here is when we enter the first person camera, it's going to set those meshes visible. Now at the same time, we need to set some other meshes invisible. So what we're going to do is go ahead and copy these, or actually copy it all. And plug that in there, that in there. Go ahead and tick that. And what we want to do is we want to set our first person body and first person arms to not be able to be seen. And then we can just go ahead and copy this all, reconnect this here, and go into our enter third person camera section. And again, we don't need this owner no see right here because that mesh is already invisible. And we'll just go ahead and, since we already have everything copied, we can just do that, and then do that, that, and then just swap these out right here. Plug that back in. And then now, oh, what'd I miss? So let's see, we're entering the third person camera. So it should be making the first person body and first person arms. That should be, oh yeah, that should not be seen. Those should be seen. And then back in here in first person, we want to see the first person body. Yeah, okay, I got them backwards, that's why. Now we should be good. So yeah, when you enter first person, you want to not be able to see the third person parts, which is the MH body and the MH face. But you do want to be able to see the first person body and first person arms. Maybe I should have named those like TP. It would have been less confusing. Yeah, same here. When we go in third person, we want to see these two, the metahuman body and the metahuman face. We don't want to see the first person body or first person arms. And there we go. Oh, still see the hair because we didn't add that in yet, but that's easy. All right, so back in character component, let's go ahead. We'll just add it right here. I guess it doesn't matter. We need one of these SGK character, and we want to get our grooms. SGK get grooms. A for each loop. And then a set owner no C. And then we want it to, let's see, this is third person, so we want to be able to see it. And we want this hooked up to the completed. All right, and then we can go ahead and copy this and go into our enter first person camera. And the same, hook that up to that. And then we want to set that to so that we don't see it anymore. So when we go into first person, it's going to hide all of the hair parts. Hey, no more hair. And you can wear all the equipment. You don't need to change anything up. Don't need to add any sockets or anything. Don't have to add any new animations. Third person's so hard to see what you're looking at. They're trying to put on. Then basically anything that is rigged to the MetaHuman, or not MetaHuman, UE4 or UE5 mannequin should work with this. But there it is. That's a MetaHuman in SGK. Now let's go ahead and do this real quick. Little bonus. Hopefully there's no issues with this. We're just going to add one of the pieces of clothing real quick here. We're not going to worry about any of the icons or anything, but we do want to add at least to the ground, add a equip function here. And then we'll use the little treasure baggy thingy. Static master. Item. And then in equipment, we want to set it to our shirt. Now, first person arms, you'd probably want to take the mesh and cut it like we did for the other thing. So, cut the arms off. I'm not really sure though, so if it's going to make a big difference or not. All right, now another thing we want to do here is we want to go ahead and, I believe this hides one of these meshes that we don't want to see in first person, so. Oh, it would help if I added it to the map. So world items is in items right here. Static master. We'll set it to our clothing piece that we just made. Oh, there it goes. Just took a minute for it to kick in. Yeah, there you go. Now, if you can see the little parts where the skin's poking through certain areas, if you made a modular character, you can go in here to your item list. Where is it? In here. Go down here to the hide character component tags. Like, let's say you wanted, if you had like the torso, which is where that was poking through, you just put in torso here, and then you would go to your character here. This is not the one we're using. This is just the MetaHuman thing, but you would go here to torso on your modular character and go to component tags and just add that tag torso. And same for the feet and all that. So if you want to hide the feet when you got shoes on, etc. So that's just something you might not have known about in SGK thingy here. Anyway, let's check it out in first person real quick, just for the heck of it. Hopefully there's no issues. Shouldn't be. Yeah, we're good. That, this shirt disappearing like that, I think it has something to do with the physics asset. I'm not sure. It's not anything to do with what we did. It's the actual asset itself. And I'm not sure what you would do to fix it, but there it is. That is a basic MetaHuman in SGK. All right, real quick too, just in case, for information about a modular character, if you were going to do that, you would just basically do exactly what we just did. On your character, you'd want to like have your legs, your hands, your feet, your torso, whatever. You'd want to have those on top of the body or underneath the body. So you would add a new mesh to the body. We'll call that feet. Boom. So you did want it to be on the body. And then same thing, go into the construction script. Then everything that is on this body here, you would add in here as a target to the leader pose component. And then same thing for the first, technically you can keep the first person body the way it is, just a full body like this, because you're really the only one that's ever going to see it. Everybody else is going to see what's connected to here, the third person. So it's up to you if you want to, but you can actually set up the body, first person body, as a modular as well. You just need to do the same thing, add your new meshes. Oops. We'll call it FP feet. And then go back in here to your construction script, but this time you would add your FP feet to your first person body one here. Boom. That's it. That's as simple. That's how you set up the modular. Also, you would need to go back into your groom, the enum, the mesh type. Where is it? Enum, E body mesh. Add your new meshes here. FP feet and TP feet. Whatever you're adding, you need to add these here, and then again back in the character component in your third and first person enter camera functions. Just add what you need to that you want to make invisible. Add what you need to be not invisible in both of them. So you would add a new feet. Oh yeah, we do have TP feet. Boom, like that. Same thing for up here for what you want to not see, or yeah, don't want to see. So that would be, in this case, that would be, actually that would have been this. Wait, no. Yeah, we want to see the first person feet and not see the TP feet. So that's how easy it is to make a modular character as well. Anyway, I think this video is done, so have a good day.